This is KGW News at Sunrise.
If you were in the Centennial neighborhood last night, you might have seen this huge police presence on Southeast Division and 143rd. Police say they searched for and arrested a suspect related to a homicide case. What we know about the car chase and what turned into a standoff with police. And take a look at this new video. What you're looking at shows a shoplifting suspect running from police before officers shot and killed him. The latest on the Mall 205 shooting investigation. And 2024 is almost here. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Coming up, how one woman who's been running every day for 15 years is helping others start the new year on the right foot. Literally, because she loves running and she wants to inspire the rest of us to do it too. Thank you for waking up with us on this Friday morning. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week.
And the end of the year.
Yes, almost.
Well, that comes in a couple of days.
Yeah.
But the end of the work week and our New Year's Eve weekend, by the way, New Year's Eve day, New Year's Day, look dry. So how about that? Okay. But we do have maybe a couple sprinkles to get through and some gusty wind to deal with this morning as well. Here's a look at radar over the last 3 hours. The bark worse than the bite. A lot of this in some cases not reaching the ground, but the atmosphere moist enough to produce a few light rain showers through the coast range at the coast and maybe a sprinkle here in the valley this morning. I mentioned the gusty wind. It's not nearly as strong as it was on Wednesday morning, right when we had just brutal east wind gusts and tree damage across parts of the area. That said, the east wind is sustained in Troutdale right now, close to 30, Crown Point 34, winds gusting to 64 miles an hour at Crown Point. So again, there are some east wind gusts out there to be had, but a lot of us not feeling that as strong as we were a couple of days ago. 51, mostly cloudy. 51 degrees, our average high for this time of the year is 46. We'll be in the low 50s for most of the day, mostly cloudy, slight chance of a sprinkle. And that's your Friday. All right, let's get you out the door. A look at the roads this morning. The traffic map is all in green, and that's what is, well, that's what's good about this Friday morning. Light volume out there. There's I-5 near Capitol Highway. You see that semi-truck that just pulled away from your screen. That's the northbound commute. That looks good. Over on the west side, this is out in the Tannisbourne area, Highway 26, rolling right along as well. Christine, so far, no crashes, no unexpected delays.
Sounds good for this Friday. Thank you, Chris. We begin this morning with a live look from Southeast 148th and Clinton. The scene is clear now, but just a few hours ago, police were in a standoff with a man they say fired shots at officers. People in the area were told to stay inside their homes, away from their windows, until the man surrendered to police just after midnight. Here's the latest update we got from police earlier this morning. Police say it started with a tip about a man wanted in connection to a homicide just after 8 o'clock last night. When officers caught up with him, they found him driving away from a nearby apartment. They used spike strips, but he kept driving a short distance to an apartment on Southeast 148th in Clinton. Police say it was there that he started shooting at them, ran into an apartment and kept shooting before he eventually surrendered to police. No officers fired their guns and no one was hurt. Police have not released any more information or details, but we'll be sure to keep you updated. Also this morning, Gresham police are investigating a deadly shooting in East Multnomah County. Officers responded to a market store on Southeast Orient Drive and Anderson Road and found a person who'd been shot. Officers tried to save the person, but they died on scene. If you have any information about what happened, call Gresham Police. And we have an update on the man accused of stabbing another man on a Southwest Portland MAX train platform, killing him Christmas Eve. Court records showed 22-year-old Idil Cruz Aragon harassed a different MAX train rider less than a year ago and pleaded guilty to harassing a woman in February after he cornered her on a train, then pushed her on a platform. Cruz Aragon was on probation during the attack Sunday. He's now charged with murder and is set to appear in court next week. Take a look at this surveillance video near Mall 205. It shows the moments before police shot and killed a man accused of shoplifting. You can see him running through that parking lot Wednesday afternoon. And of course, you can see the flashing lights of the police car there too. We still don't know the circumstances that led up to the shooting. KGW's Kyle Laboshi has the latest and talked to a bystander who heard the gunshots.
3:46 Wednesday afternoon. Surveillance video shows a man running through the parking lot at Mall 205 in Southeast Portland. We've slowed the video a bit. Police say the man had an active warrant for his arrest and had been spotted trying to shoplift from Target. When officers tried to arrest him, he took off. In the video, you can see 5 police cars. Officers have guns drawn. Police say there was a confrontation and officers fired shots.
Maybe four or five rapid shots, like boom, 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 boom.
Oleg Mologstov works nearby.
I came out, I saw, a whole bunch of police cars, cops were running around.
The suspect died. No officers were injured. Investigators say they located a black semi-automatic handgun next to the suspect. They released this black and white photo of the gun. A spokesperson said they didn't want to release a color photo because blood is visible. Police haven't explained why the officers fired or if they knew the suspect had a gun.
The reason that we don't specifically say is because we are still early in our investigative process.
The parking lot at Mall 205 was back to normal, busy on Thursday. Previously, a KGW investigation highlighted problems with retail theft in the area and efforts to combat the issue. Portland's police chief admits retail theft is often connected to other criminal activity.
We are seeing a larger degree of, associated violence. What I mean by that is people with extensive criminal history. We are seeing more firearms.
The 3 Portland police officers involved will be on paid administrative leave during the investigation, which is normal procedure.
That was Kyle Laboshi reporting. None of the officers were wearing body cameras. The Bureau's body cam pilot program ended in October. Full training and rollout of the official body camera program for all Portland police officers is expected to begin next summer. Well, New Year's Eve is coming up fast on Sunday. Have you figured out how you're spending the end of 2023? If not, we've got some options for you. First up is Oaks Park's New Year's Eve skate party. This family-friendly event features a DJ, party favors, and for people 21 and older, a champagne toast. The party starts at 7 o'clock and goes until 1 a.m. There are specific tickets for skaters, spectators, and people who just want to participate in the champagne toast. Visit the Oaks Park website for prices. And in Milwaukee, the city's art committee is inviting families to Bing in the new year with its new Bing cherry sculpture. This is video of the piece. It's a nod to the introduction of the Bing cherry, which happened on a farm nearby in the late 1800s. The event is for people who aren't interested in staying up until midnight. Festivities start at 6:30 and the cherry drop happens at 9 p.m. Finally, if you love to dance, look no further than the party that's happening at Toro Mexican Kitchen in the Pearl. Starting at 9 p.m., the restaurant will have a DJ playing music all night until 2024, and there is no cover charge. But hey, if you plan to stay in at home, KGW is partnering up with stations across the Northwest to ring in the new year. We will take you to celebrations in Portland, Seattle, and Spokane with a fireworks show, a drone show at midnight, plus musical performances. You can catch it all right here on KGW.com and KGW streaming on KGW Plus right after the news at 11:30 Sunday night. New Year's Eve. Speaking of which, I know you keep saying it's probably going to be dry.
I think our New Year's Eve day, Sunday and New Year's Day are dry. So that's always nice for anyone that's heading out or just, you got your New Year's resolution, go for a walk,
go
for
do
a run.
it.
New Year's Day, it's going to be dry. So I'm happy to tell you that. Let's get you out the door right now. A live look from our Wells Fargo sky camera, dark and early on this Friday morning, the last Friday of 2023. Sun up this morning right around 7:40, so we got a little ways to go yet. It's 51 degrees. 51 degrees! Just think about that for a second. It's 51 degrees at 5:08 in the morning. Our normal high for this time of year is 46. So we haven't even gotten to that for a low temperature. So that just kind of speaks to just how warm of a December it's been here in the Portland metro area and across much of the Pacific Northwest. And another reason why the snow in the Cascades is also a story, and the lack thereof. Southeast winds right now at the airport at 8 miles an hour. There are some areas that are feeling much stronger winds. We'll check that out in a second. It's 49 right now in Aurora, 47 in Hillsborough, the Oregon coast in the 50s. Tillamook right now checking in with 57 thanks to the east breeze downsloping off the coast range there. All right, the east breeze right now, it's not as strong as it was Wednesday morning, but there are some pockets that are really feeling it, and specifically the east side of town getting out towards Troutdale. East wind right now sustained at 29, gusts of 40, 43 miles an hour on the Sandy River Bridge, Interstate 84. And Crown Point just clocked a wind gust to 64 miles an hour. So there are some pockets where the winds are quite strong. Once again, the wind being driven by high pressure inland, low pressure offshore. Wind flows from high to low generally. And so the tighter that pressure gradient, the steeper the difference between the high and the low. the more intense the wind is. All right, there's our low, and there's the rain with it. And most of this is tracking kind of north or from south to north here. So it's going to make very slow eastward progress during the day. And at the same time, we're still going to be feeling that east wind. This is at 9 o'clock. Troutdale gusting to 43 miles an hour. Really gusty out towards Crown Point and Corbett. And some pockets like in the West Hills. You'll feel that east breeze, probably 25 to 30 in the West Hills of Portland today. Otherwise, you may not notice the east breeze. It's just kind of localized into some of those favored locations. The wind will subside later. The clouds will be with us all day long. Future, you see that little green dot right there in Cowlitz County? That could happen anywhere. The point is the atmosphere may provide, a sprinkle for some of us during the day today, but the overwhelming part of our day is going to be just mostly cloudy and dry. It's not until later tonight that moisture coming in from the southwest pivots on through the area, and I think from 7 to about midnight or 2 in the morning is about our wettest time here across the region as we see the back end of that system finally roll on through here by early tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, not going very far today. We're 51 degrees right now. I've got us topping out at 54. 52 with a few showers tomorrow. And then, as we mentioned, Christine, a dry New Year's Eve day, fog to sunshine, and a dry New Year's Day, fog to sun with highs near 50 both days.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Chris.